What's up, YouTube? What's up, man? And I've been waiting to make this video, man, because I feel like I have a unique perspective because I see a lot of people making different videos talking about this, and in my mind, I don't know if it's because they're either fucking, trying to pander to the largest audience so they can make the most money off YouTube, or if they're so inexperienced that they don't understand why what they're saying is incorrect. But nonetheless, I've been wanting to make this video for the longest time, but couldn't for the longest time for reasons I explained in my previous video. But the title of this video is going to be called, you need look, money, and status to get women bullshit, or something along those lines. And the main reason I'm going to say bullshit on this is because, again, this video has been done to death, but I feel like I can offer a unique perspective. Because today's date is April 8th, 2021. It is exactly 9:45 p.m. I just got out the shower. I figured I would make this video before I go and make some money because, I've been wanting to make this for the longest time. And as of today's date, I got about 4 million views, right? And 4 or 5 million views. I would need to double check. And the main reason I say that is because 99% of my view count right now, as of the day of making this video, comes from my gaming videos. From my Pirate 101 videos, from my Toontown videos, from my tank videos. It specifically comes from my gaming videos and for the rants I've done for those communities. So the reason I think that's a unique perspective is because in the gaming world, despite the fact that it's, considered like unpopular to date online, most gamers date online. Well, they also date in real life too, because, those of you guys that were following all the gossip, most of my relationships these days, I stay in open relationships, because I date online as well as date in real life, so. But the main reason I think I can offer a unique perspective is because I want to break down 3 of the myths that, people say you need to get women. Looks, money, and status, right? Now, the main reason I want to offer this from the perspective of a gaming YouTuber is because, those of y'all that were following all the drama that happened in Pirate 101 and Toontown, there was a couple of chicks I dated on both of those games. And there was a couple of chicks that people alleged I dated on both of those games, right? And I want to just start off with a very strong point right now. When the chicks that I was dating at the time were interested in me, at the time they had feelings for me, they did not know what I looked like. So let me start off by clarifying that right now. Obviously now any woman I meet from the game is going to be different because they're going to know what I look like now, since I'm putting my face on the camera now. But the chicks I dated from Toontown and Pirate 101, they didn't know what I looked like, when I started dating them. So that their interest was all the way up here, without even knowing what I looked like. Now, your looks can help you with chicks, or your looks can hurt you with chicks. But looks by themselves is not required to get chicks. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Those chicks were clearly attracted to me for other reasons. And most of those chicks I dated for a while, for several years at a time, or a year at a time. So they were long relationships. Their interest was high. And again, they didn't know what I looked like, until after they started dating me. Now, after they saw what I looked like, they were pleased. But this is the main reason I say this, right? You got a specific community on the internet, the incel community. They think that if you don't have looks, it's GG. Even though there's men that are getting chicks without the woman even knowing what they look like, me, for example. And you have men that have below average looks that are, hooking up, getting laid on a daily basis and getting in relationships and have children. You know what I'm saying? As an ex-correctional officer, some of the inmates were fucking hideous. However, they had baby mothers and girlfriends and wives on the outside. So, the whole looks thing, looks can help you, but looks can hurt you, right? If you look if you look like what a woman prefers, then your looks will help you. If you don't look like what a woman prefers, then your looks will hurt you. To some women I'm attractive, to some women I'm hideous. It is what it is, right? So it can go either way. But it's a whole nother thing entirely when chicks are interested in you without knowing what you look like. So the whole looks thing, is an easily dismissible point because there's way too much evidence out there, especially for people that are in the gaming world, that see people hook up and dates and get into relationships when people don't even know what the person looks like. You know what I'm saying? But the second biggest thing that I wanted to touch on with this video is the money and the status, right? Because in the gaming world, especially on the internet, there's this giant misconception that if you live with your mom, or if you don't have money, or if you don't have status, in addition to not having the looks, then you're really screwed, right? If you live home with your mother, you might as well, stay a virgin until you're 50 because no woman's going to want to sleep with you. And nothing could be further from the truth. Again, I can offer a unique perspective, I feel like, because of my background, because of where I grew up, because of what I do on YouTube gaming. For the looks thing, I used my experience in the gaming world, how I would date and hook up with chicks when they didn't even know what I looked like, just from the gaming world to prove why looks isn't really a factor. When it can help and it can hurt you, but it's not an eliminating factor, usually, right? And now I want to talk about the whole money and status thing, right? Because this is something that people have been saying about me for years. Oh, you live home with your mother, ain't no way you're getting any chicks because women don't like it when you live home with your parents. And hey, some of them don't like that. But I'm going to tell you this. If a woman's interest is up here... See, this is what you guys got to realize, man. And this isn't really something to my audience because, I think my audience gets it. Because most of my audience, as of the day of making this video, they're mostly gamers. And a lot of gamers still live home with their moms, but they're in relationships, they're hooking up the whole 9 yards, right? So this isn't really addressed to my audience. This is more so addressed to the looks, money, status crew that'll be seeing this video. And here's what you guys gotta understand. If a woman's interest is up here, then you basically have to try to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? If a woman's interest is in the middle, then, you'll get eliminated out of their interest list pretty easily. But if their interest is up here, then, it doesn't matter if you live home with your mom or have a few things they don't like about you. They're still going to stick around. Even after you break up with them, you can't beat them off with a stick if their interest is up here. Now, I'm going to offer again the unique perspective. When I was growing up, Baltimore City, when I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I was living with my dad and my brother and my grandmother. And my brother, he was living home with his parents, with his dad, our dad and his mother. So, again, and listen to what I just said. I was living with my dad and his mother and my brother. Now, my dad would hook up with women on a regular basis, after the divorce and all that. But, he has 2 children, me and my brother. And he lives with his mother. Well, until my grandmother died. But he lived with his mother. You see what I'm saying? So, you guys can't see my hand, but I'm like... So, my dad lived with his mother, got laid, had 2 children, and was still hooking up with women on a regular basis. Just keep in mind, when I was, 13, 14, 15, the internet wasn't like it was. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going on the internet to learn that the stereotype is that if you live with your mother or if you have no money or status, you can't get laid. My perspective as an 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old boy was, okay, my dad lives with his mother. He's getting laid on a regular basis. My brother's living with his dad, and he would bring chicks home every night. Sometimes multiple chicks a night, at the same time, while living with his father. And he would have different women living with him at the time, as well. So, he was living with his parents, you know what I'm saying? Never affected his ability to get laid. So, and their money wasn't right like that because they were, again, living with their parents. My dad was living with his mother, and my brother and me were living with my dad. So, obviously, the money wasn't there. Yet it didn't affect my ability to meet chicks, hook up with chicks, date chicks. Didn't affect their ability to meet chicks, hook up with chicks, and date chicks either. You know what I'm saying? And eventually my brother, because you see, my brother wasn't like me, man. He did the whole monogamous but would cheat on his girlfriends type of thing, Later on, he got into open relationships. But me personally, it's just much easier to just be honest and just admit up front, hey, I like other women, so I'm going to see other women. If you don't like it, we can't date. I'm just upfront and honest from the start, right? So this is the point I'm trying to make, right? With the whole money and status thing, you know what I'm saying? Will some women not like it if your money's not up and you're living with your parents? Yeah, some women won't like that. But if their interest is up here, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? When a woman's interest is up here, when their interest is like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, then you really have to try to get rid of them. They're not just going to leave or decline to hook up just because, your money isn't right, or because you don't look the way they would want you to look. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my brother every night would be bringing home chicks left and right, living with his dad. So that's the unique perspective I want to offer from Baltimore, from growing up in Baltimore. And it wasn't just him, man. I would see some fucking hideous guys, man, growing up, straight from the hood, right? They ain't had no looks, they ain't have no money, they ain't had no status, yet they were hooking up with women on a regular basis. So, it is what it is, man. Because, the misconception here is, and me personally, I'm gonna use myself as an example again, coming from the gaming world, right? I'm gonna tell you guys a story about something that happened to me at a 7-Eleven, but I want to use something else as an example, Before I got accepted into the academy to become a correctional officer, I was dating the chick Jade at the time. Which, funny enough, I was actually dating her when I started the academy. I wasn't dating her when I graduated and finished and got certified. But the point I'm trying to make here is, before I got any money, I was dating Jade, right? And there was a point in my life when my bank account said -20. My shit was in the negatives before I got fully trained and hired and certified, right? My bank account said -20. Well, it was my birthday, And she's like, what are you doing for your birthday? I'm like, nothing, I'm chilling. Well, what are you getting for your birthday? I'm like, nothing, I'm chilling. So she's like, well, I'm going to get you something. I'm like, you ain't got to do that. And keep in mind, this was, again, a chick I met, online. Now, granted, she didn't live far from me, but this was a chick I met online from Pirate 101. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know what I looked like until after we started dating. You know what I'm saying? And had no money in my bank account, right? Because the stereotype is you need looks, money, and status. Otherwise, women won't date you, right? Well, she didn't know what I looked like. She knew I had no money. Then she knew I had no status because I had no fucking money. Now, obviously, you could argue that being a top player on Pirate 101 gave me some status in that game. I mean, whatever. That's definitely debatable. But it's like, she actually mailed me money, to my home address so I could buy some bundles on Pirate 101. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no money. Really, she didn't really have any money. But this is what I'm trying to say, guys. When a woman's interest is up here, if you don't have money, they'll give you money. And before that, I had another chick. Now, I wasn't dating this chick, but another chick. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Got me some stuff for my birthday. I thought she was just messing around, right? But she was serious. Internet chick. Also didn't know what I looked like until later on. Would send me stuff through the mail. So that's what I'm trying to say, guys. The whole look, money, and status thing. Oh, and then there was an incident at the 7-Eleven. So, I was walking with the homies, just walking around the block, hanging out, chilling, right? We wanted to go to the 7-Eleven, though. So, I parked my car down in front of... So, I met up with my friends at the park. but I left my car in front of my dad's house because at the time I was, I started living with my mom, so I had to drive over there to meet up with my friends, right? So we met each other at the park because that's normally how, African Americans conglomerate in, low-income neighborhoods. We meet each other at the park or the basketball court or in front of somebody's house. We meet up, we start walking around the block. Well, they wanted to go to 7-Eleven to grab some snacks, right? So I left my car down there while we're walking up to get some snacks, right? And I left my money and my cards in my car. So when I got to the 7-Eleven, I had got some Airheads, right? But I didn't have any money on me because I left it in the car, right? So boom, I get to the line, and when I went to pull out some money, lint came out of my pockets. Now, my boy Donald, his sister or cousin was with him. Now keep in mind, I didn't know this chick, I mean, I saw her around a couple of times whenever I was hanging out with my boy Donald, but I didn't know her. I never talked to her before, never interacted with her before, right? But, she's like standing to my left. She's like watching me pull lint out of my pockets, for the Airheads, right? So then she gives me a look and she like pushes me in like a flirtatious way and says, "Don't worry about it," and pays for the Airheads for me because she thought I had no money, right? This is the point I'm trying to make, guys, right? Now, I mean, some people will make the argument that particular chick, maybe she found me physically attractive. Hey, maybe she did. I never asked. But, because there's like an unspoken rule, man. Your friends, family members, you don't really make moves on them like that, right? So, it's like an unspoken rule, So, I never asked, but it's like, the people that say looks, money, and status is what's needed to get women, they're either pandering to the majority, because, I made a video called Sheep Take the Path of Least Resistance. They're either pandering to the majority to get more money, to get more views, etc., which I get it. I don't give a fuck about views. I just want to tell people the truth, right? Or they're so inexperienced that they really do believe that the reason they fail with females is because they don't have the looks, money, and status. Well, I'm there to tell you guys. Again, I'm offering my unique perspective. I've had long periods in my life where I had no money. I had no status. Chicks were buying me stuff still. Some of these chicks didn't even know what I looked like. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this. While people overrate looks in terms of its ability to attract women to you, I would argue that instead of looks, money, and status, it's probably sexual attraction, energy, and actions. That's what I would argue. This is the main reason I say this. There are several ways for women to be interested in you. One of those ways is sexual attraction. Now, I know what people are going to say. Oh, well, Chris, what the fuck do you mean? You just said looks don't matter. Now you're talking about... Here's the thing, right? Sexual attraction can be your hair, your voice, how you carry yourself, the whole 9 yards, Let's say you're not all that good looking, but the woman, maybe she likes black men. So even though facially you're not the best looker, but because you're African American and you may have long hair, women like long hair usually. So let's say she likes black men and she likes African Americans. Even though your looks may not be up here, because you're what she sexually desires, that's going to boost her points, or your voice for people in the gaming world. Chicks ain't seeing your face like that, but if you have a voice that they deem to be sexually attractive, that gets them interested in you. How you carry yourself when they see you, you know what I'm saying? If they see you as an alpha type, and they like alpha types, then that raises their interest. If they see you're a little bitch boy, and they like little bitch boys, because you got some dominatrixes out there, right? And they like little bitch boys, that raises their interest. So it's the whole 9 yards. Sexual attraction is the whole 9 yards. Your looks are part of it, your voice is part of it, but it's the whole 9 yards, right? How you dress, if you dress a certain way that women find sexually attractive, they'll like that too. If you work out, you got a nice body, so it depends. Or if you don't work out and the woman's looking for a fat little bitch boy, then yeah. So it all depends, right? But I would argue sexual attraction is a greater factor than just looks by themselves, right? And then your energy, again, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to probably make that video next, or maybe I'll upload it before this. I'm not entirely sure. But, you know, shout out to Mr. Lucario and Miles Cunningham. They said it best. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So, a woman may find you sexually attractive and will be interested in you because of that. But if the energy is off, it's not going to happen. Because you attract people that are the most similar to you. Like me, for example, you know, I tend to like nerdy females. You know what I'm saying? So if I meet a woman and she's on some, like, you know, ratchet hood shit, my interest is probably gonna drop, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I like nerdy chicks that are into weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Nerdy shit, you know, like history and shit like that, man. I like nerdy chicks, right? So, you know, if a woman is on some stupid shit, if she's a dumbass, my interest is gonna go down, man. I can't tell you how many times I fucking met women in real life, and I'm like, damn, okay, she look good. I'm gonna go say what's up to her, and I go to say what's up to her, and she starts fucking talking, and she sounds like a dumbass, and my interest will go from here to, and it'll just the more they'll talk, the lower my interest is, to the point where I'm just like, okay. And instead of giving them my number, I'll be like, all right, have a nice day. I'll see you later. So, and it's the same with women, guys. That's why I go to my third one, your decision making. You know what I'm saying? A woman's interest can be right here. And once you start talking and being weird around her and she starts feeling your energy and it goes off, it'll just go down. But I'm the same way. Like, I'll meet a woman I'm interested in, and then she'll say some stupid shit, and my interest will go down and down and down to the point where I don't talk to him anymore, right? It's the same thing, guys. So, the whole looks, money, and status thing, you know, I'm probably late to the party. I'm probably late on making my video about this. But somebody, you know, I feel like somebody that comes from the gaming world that has gotten chicks without them knowing what he looks like, without him having any money, without him having... And Mr. Lucario says this, man. He says, you know, these little gaming dudes don't have any money, yet they're getting chicks. Because he argues with these incels on a regular basis, man. They just want to believe that you need looks, money, and status, or it's game over, as they say it. Well, guys, man, I know from the Toontown and Power 101 community, I know there's some incels in these communities. I'm here to tell you, man. Looks, money, and status, you know... While you could argue those are variables, I would argue those are not dominating variables. And I'm going to give you guys one last example. So, let me take a sip of tea real quick. Damn, I'm talking so much, my hair is actually starting to dry. Good shit. I'm going to give you guys one last example. So, there was a chick I used to date, again from Pirate 101. I'm not going to say which one, though. You know, because I dated a couple, man. I get around. I'm not going to lie. You feel me? You know, and that's why, you know, in those communities, people are always gossiping about my love life and shit, right? But one chick I used to date, I broke up with her a while ago, man, you know. She started dating this millionaire guy. Well, he wasn't the millionaire. His dad's a millionaire. But she started dating a man that had money and status, and she claims the guy looks good, right? So... for the sake of argument, we'll just say he has all three. Looks, money, and status, right? She started dating a guy that has all of that, right? She's still talking to me, though. You see what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? She'll probably get angry if she sees this video, but she claims she doesn't watch my videos, even though we started talking again, because she saw one of my videos and she got angry and DM'd me about it, but whatever. She claims she doesn't watch my videos, so... she'll probably never see this, but if she does, listen, I didn't say your name in the video, so don't fucking message me bitching, alright? But she starts dating this guy that father is a millionaire, so money, status, and she says he's good looking, all three, right? And the misconception, again, this is a huge misconception that, again, I blame these people that are trying to make money. They just say what's popular instead of what's true so they can make more money off YouTube. They say if you got the looks, money, and status, and you're having sex with your girlfriend every night, you're digging her guts out, You're doing all this stuff. She's going to be loyal. She's never going to leave. She's never going to cheat. Well, I'm here to tell you, man. This fucking woman cheated on her perfect millionaire boyfriend with the looks, money, and status for me. The guy with no money, no status, and depending on who you ask, no looks. So it's just one of those things, guys, you know. And I can verify anything I'm saying, you know. I got a whole folder full of evidence, you feel me, not to brag. But people got to use their critical thinking skills, man. If something sounds too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. You got these Hollywood guys, okay? Let me set up for this. You got these Hollywood guys that are millionaires, billionaires, some of the richest people in the world. They're getting divorce rate. Why? They got the money. They got the status. Some of them got the looks. Yet their relationships still fail and they still lose half of their shit. So, I mean, yeah, you guys got to use your critical thinking skills, man. You know, this video may sound weird to the people that watch my channel. But honestly, man, you know, I upload what I want to upload. And I honestly want to start making more videos like this talking about real shit. So I'm going to upload it. Because I feel like this needs to be talked about again from a gamer's perspective. I mean, these guys saying this looks, money, status shit. They're either lying on purpose to make more money or they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Well, I'm here to tell you, man. You know, sexual attraction can help you score chicks, but looks by themselves, I mean, people, it can help you or it can hurt you. And money and status, I'm here to tell you, man. In the hood, you got broke people with no money fucking bitches. In prison, you got broke people with no money fucking the corrupt COs. Just saying. So, take one more sip of tea. So that's it, guys. I mean, this video is going on 27 minutes long. You know, make your comments in the video below. If you agree, disagree, whatever, I'll reply to them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.